Alright, so today we're gonna do the socket class for Java, and this is NetBeans IDE 6.7, a little outdated now, but it works. So just do the imports java.io.asterisk, java.net.asterisk. If you want to get specific, the classes we are going to be using are socket, buffered reader, and print stream. Those three are going to be used to communicate between the server and the client. And there's two different files here. So let's start on the client class file. And these are two separate programs. They don't run together. They don't call each other for anything. They're two separate programs that are running. So let's make a socket right here. Equals new socket. And these are constructors right here. Socket, parentheses. It's a new object with a constructor, and in that constructor we're gonna put the IP and the port. The IP goes in string and the port goes in int. So you can put an external IP here, of course, but since I'm doing this locally in my own network, I'm going to put localhost. That'll be the IP. So don't get confused there. I can put my real IP, but then it's static and I don't want everyone knowing my IP, so localhost there. And basically what we're going to do is connect to this socket, which is localhost on port 9999. And we can do anything, so in this case we're going to send it a string that says hello server. And how do we do that? We do a print stream. So let's do a print stream. Create a print stream class. And within that print stream, we create a constructor. Alright, and what this does is create a print stream object, and the constructor for this is from the mySocket. So you're actually going to mySocket and getting the output stream. The get output stream is a method. All it does is return the output stream and puts it into this variable myPS, which is a print stream in this case. So now let's print something. And we'll do hello server. Okay, let's try to run this, see what happens. Okay, and as you notice, it errored because there's no server to receive or do anything with the information you sent. The information in this case was hello server. Alright, so wait up. Let me go back and overview this. You created a socket. My SKT is the variable name through localhost on port 9999. So you're connecting to localhost, port 9999, creating a print stream which prints the following hello server string. Okay, let's go to the server class file, which is a separate program. Remember that, please. And all we gotta do is create a socket that waits for something to be sent for it. So we can't use a regular socket in this case. So let's do a server socket. And that's exactly what it does. It's a server socket, it waits. My server socket, my SS equals new server socket. And in this parameter constructor right here, we're gonna put the port. And what this does is makes a server socket that waits for something to happen on port 9999. And guess what? We sent something through port 999, so there's gonna be an exchange right there. And all it does is it waits on port 999 to see what happens, and then when something does happen, what do we want to do? We want to accept the information that's being sent. So what do? We make a socket. SS accept my SS dot accept. And you're accepting the request from the server socket. Alright, so now once we got that done, everything's running. Now we want to read the information that's being sent, so we use the buffered reader equals new buffered reader. Right? It's gonna be a parameter there. This parameter is pretty confusing if you're new to it, so I suggest you look over some class documentations on the Java website. I'll have that on the description at the video, so you can get that, go there and look up anything you want. And now we're just gonna create a new input stream reader. So you're making an object within an object. And what you want to do is go to the socket and grab the input stream. Kind of went off screen there. There we go. It's going to be hard to read since I don't have enough room to show you. Oh, I forgot a name there. How could I forget that? Let's put SSBF. Alright. So now we got that done. So let's overview. Buffered reader SSBF equals new buffer reader. And then within that constructor, you're creating a new input streamer which takes from the socket, in this case SS underscore accept dot get input stream. So you're taking the input stream of the socket and putting it in the object input stream reader, which is put into the object buffered reader, which is assigned to the variable SS underscore BF. Very confusing. You might want to look up buffered reader documentation, input stream reader documentation. And from there, create a string. Can be called anything. Let's call it temporary. Temp equals SS underscore BF. So there you go. You read it. Now you just want to display it to the user. Whoops. Oh my god. Alright. Let's try to see what happens right now. Let's put server up.